George is ready already. All right, guys, we're in the shop today. I get a lot of questions on Instagram, and they're, how do I get in contact with George? What's the process? You know, sometimes, and even they ask me if I saw their bike at the shop, and just different things like that. Hey, sometimes they even say, hey, can you take a picture of my bike, man? I miss it. And I'm like, no, I can't do it, but this is the man to ask right here. Now, today I want to walk you guys through the process. Well, George is anyway. If you ever seen like the NFL experience, this is like the All-American Cycles experience. I want you guys to see, so you don't have any questions, but I want you guys to see how it goes from start to finish with this. Now, George is caught off guard. I ain't even telling him like what I'm really gonna ask him yet, but I'm putting him on the spot. You know, so let's play a scenario out. I'm coming from miles away, 1,500 miles away. I'm not gonna say a state, maybe Michigan or somewhere like that, but I'm coming from a ways away, and I want to get some work done on my bike. What do I have to do first to get myself in touch with you, get to the shop, and start a build process? Hey, hey, it's not a. We want to know. We got to know how this thing goes, because a lot of guys are shipping their bikes from far away, man. And it's a
hassle.
It's a hassle. It is a hassle.
We try not to make it a hassle.
Everybody always says that, you know, they have a great experience. We kind of want to know, like, what do you do? What happens to make this experience so good?
So pretty much, we try to have the least downtime possible.
Gotcha.
For example, we first find what you want, what you need, what you're after. We tell you what we can do for you at that point. And if you're good with that, we pretty much send you a breakdown on your whole build. You give us a deposit up front, usually it's 50%. And we gather whatever we don't have. Typically the heads are the hold up. Sometimes crankshaft, I run behind.
So that's like performance parts.
Yeah.
Something kind of like
right, that's
built
like
to order.
Right. That's if you're building like a pretty big, decent motor, you know. We're building a 130, a 143, 148, 9, whatever.
Whatever.
You know,
gotcha.
whatever you're building. It depends what we're building. A lot of the pistons that we use and the stuff that we do is made to order. So sometimes I don't order enough, or it just all comes together at one time. I can have the pistons there sitting in the shelf for months, and 5 builds back to back come with the stuff.
So let me ask you this: if there's guys that are coming from out of town and they say, "Hey, I want to stay the weekend while you do the build," I mean, that stuff is possible, right?
100%. So, like I said, we take a deposit up front. We get the parts together. Once we're ready for your bike, for example, if you're doing a stage 2, those parts 9 out of 10s we always have them here in stock, exhaust, everything needed. We can get that done in one day. So if you show up in the morning at 8 a.m. while your bike is cooling off, we're getting it off the trailer, our guys are opening up the shop, getting ready, we're gonna get the bike done, and I'm gonna tune it by the end of the day, usually between 3 and 5. If we're doing like a stage 3 where we're not touching the bottom end, we're changing cams, cylinders, pistons, all of that, we require 2 days for that. Pull up in the morning, we go through, we take it apart, we clean it all up, we start putting it back together. Then we try to get some heat cycles in that same day. Then we do some more heat cycles the next day. Then I break it in a little bit on the dyno, and we go ahead and finally tune the bike. We'll be ready to.
Now you guys see how fast he just said that. That's how fast your bike is in and out, man. I had like 5 questions and I forgot them all, but before he could stop. So let me ask you this: like, what's the most asked question when these guys are saying, "Hey, I want to do a motor build, but I still want to kind of like ride it"? Is there like something that you guys like, you know, come up with together with the customer, or is it just like you already got the secret sauce to put together for them?
Yeah, I pretty much have all my combinations unpacked. Every day I'm experimenting and trying new things, and you know, trying to make more power. You can never settle. When the settle, a competition catches up. So you got to break a lot of bread and stay on top of it. Do a lot of R&D, a lot of time, a lot of tuning, a lot of swapping around parts, and find what works the best.
Okay.
If you want to stay up front. Pretty much like, yeah, you tell me what you want, what you're doing with the bike, how much power you're after. Don't tell me you want 210 horsepower and you want to ride this bike cross country and put 20,000 miles in a year on the bike.
We're being realistic.
Because you could do it, but I don't know for how long you could do it. But now, you know, every build is specifically for what you need. We have bikes that make 190 something horsepower that, you know, they get ridden daily, weekly, cross country. You know, they go everywhere, and we can do you stuff like that. Then we can also build you a race bike. We can build you a 130 setup that makes 170 horsepower. We can build you a 128 that makes 128 stage 3, 130 that makes 150, 150. You know, we can build you whatever you need.
So those type of builds, that 150 range, that 170 range, are your
Those are
daily
in and out
riders,
jobs.
in and out jobs. Make it happen.
Exactly.
So can you kind of walk us through the process? So the first part of the process is you figure out what these guys want. Then you send them an email. You send them an invoice. Hey, this is what I can do.
We send them an estimate. This is what it is. They give us a deposit. Typically, a deposit is a credit card over the phone. Or, I don't know, some people may lend money order things or whatever.
Big money guys do that type of stuff. Now, once the bike gets here, can you just walk us through a bit of the process, or how do we go from there?
Well,
let's start walking, man. Let's start walking. All right, so now we're on the walk. Now your bike is here.
Yeah,
it gets a yellow tag somewhere on it.
Pull up, we put a yellow tag just so we know what to refer the bike to. We bring it in the shop. Let me show you.
Let's go. Let's
go.
go.
Not a big shop, but we make it happen.
Yeah, we make it happen, man. Look at these bikes. Real quick while he's walking, you see that brand new bike over there? Oh, all right, we're going. And that bike is not even from the state of Florida, but how many of them are anymore?
No, actually, you're right. There's a bunch of bikes that are not from Florida here. I want to say at least 5 or 6 at all times. You know, they get rotated in and out. So, bike gets here. Typically, Daniel is the engine guy.
Tear down, build up.
He tears down the bike. I give him the whole package, walk him through it, touch notes and whatever. We got anything specific for that build. He gets it done. He does everything that has to do with the motor. Once that's done, we do heat cycles. After we do the heat cycles, we might even run it around for a couple miles, 5-10 miles with a base map tune. We get it into the dyno room and we tune the bike.
Now, can I walk over here by the little bench, man? Because I see some motors getting built over there. I'm not going to get too close because I don't want, you know. Now, usually, these, from what I've seen, it's usually really cleared out. Motors are just taken apart. All the parts are put out neatly. They got like a specific order, I guess, that they use to be able to take them apart and put them back together and make sure there's nothing missing. All parts are accounted for.
We keep everything in bins for your bike. We wrap it up so the painted parts don't get scratched. And we try to keep it as organized as possible because it makes our job a lot easier.
Right.
We have a parts cleaner over there. We got 2 parts cleaner. And we just clean your stuff out. Then we hit it with a lot of brake cleaner, water, degreaser. We make sure everything's nice and clean. And just make power, bro.
That's it. You hear it. We'll walk over to the dyno. All right, guys. This is like the final stages of your bike. Once this bike is, turned off, we'll walk in there and we'll let them finish it up. All right, this is like the final stages of the process, man. You once you hit the dyno room, you might start getting some pictures, a little video every now and then, especially that first startup. That gets a lot of guys going, that make them happy. So George, every now and then he does it. I think he even provides you guys with his own personal, hey, let me get his face. His own personal.
Just don't hit me up on Sunday. Don't hit me up after 7.
Right.
That's my kids and my wife's time.
Got you. So you guys kind of, like I always told you, it's like a marriage. Once you're getting in there and you're spending that kind of money, and he gives you that one-on-one service, I think that is what makes the experience a lot.
If you have an emergency, call me. But just be cool with me.
Yeah.
Don't give me my space.
It's still a business, but we're trying to be nice. Got you. Now, so I asked George earlier, I said, like, what's the best time, guys? I know a lot of guys don't ride in the winter, and there's no winter down here for us. So the best time to get a motor built, and he told me,
anytime, but I guess the best time is whenever you have the most time. Whenever you're not pressing yourself against time, because we try to do everything coordinated as best as possible and make everything one shot. But if it doesn't turn out right, I don't want to be pressed with time where I can't do what I need to do. So whenever you have the best time available to give us the time to do it, that's the best time for you. Regardless, we're always going to plan for it and try to do it in the best way possible.
Now, there's a lot of times, and I looked at it this way, because I really paid attention this year, Daytona. Daytona's in March.
Busy.
And it gets very busy in here, and I think a lot of guys, since they're going to be coming to Daytona anyway, they just bring the bike down, they stay for the weekend or for the week. George builds the bike, and then they can go and take it straight to Daytona and really enjoy the bike.
Right.
I
So
mean,
what I was doing was I took in probably like 15 customers from out of state, and I scheduled them for those 2.5 weeks of Daytona. We stretched it out before and after. So, you know, I set you up, and it's convenient. If you're trailering out here, you just drive another 3.5 hours down south, and we'll get you right. You can come before Daytona, after Daytona, or during Daytona. It just needs to be, I mean, pretty much to lock in your place, you gotta lock in your bill. You tell us what you wanna do, when you wanna do it, send the deposit, you're in it, that's it. We're not changing that up for you. So,
I think that's the word right there,
Yeah.
man. I think that's the gospel.
you got October coming up, like Oktoberfest. It's a 1-week event. But like I said, we're always available. We're here Mondays through Fridays from 8 to 5, and Saturdays for 8 to 12. Saturdays are typically for that guy that couldn't make it during the week. You guys always change brakes, tires, stuff like that. If I'm coming in that Saturday, maybe a tune-up or something like that. But you know, it's just for those guys that can't make it during the week with a tight work schedule.
Got you. So, guys, I ain't gonna put his personal cell phone number out, but I'll put his Instagram right here. I'll put his Instagram right across here. Hit him on Instagram. That's the best way to get in touch with you, right?
For sure. Hit me on Instagram,
Or
call the
Alan.
shop. Call the shop, get with Alan. Alan is pretty good. He loves what he does. He tries to stay on top of that. He's a real good guy. He with communicating with you guys, and he tries to make it right. So if just hit us up, we'll figure something out.
Guys, until the next time, I appreciate you for watching. Join us, subscribing. Till the next time.
Thank you guys.
Peace.